Alright there folks, how's it going? Today you find me up at Claxton Ponds. This is a venue I've never fished at before, but I've heard a lot about it and it looks beautiful, to be honest with you. It's just left to go totally natural. There's no actual platform pegs or anything like that. It's about as wild as you could possibly get, really. There's fish topping all over the place, okay? It's packed full of roach and rudd. There's some tench breams, the odd carp apparently, and some good sized pike as well. So today's approach is dead simple, okay? I've just got a pint of maggots, some reds and whites mixed up, okay? Catapult, get that bait fired out, and the good old trusty float rod, okay? And today we're just using, let's have a quick let's have a quick look at this. We've just got a self-cocking waggler float, okay, and around there I've got one number 6, two number 8, and I've got one tiny number 8 dropper just above the hook length, okay, and the hook length is just a small 6-inch, and that's going to a size 18 Drennan maggot hook, okay. Going to be fishing single and double. There's plenty of fish topping out there, so I'm going to keep firing the maggots out. Hopefully we'll bag a few shallow. And I did notice when I got here a couple of carp just moving through these lilies, so I'm going to prime that a little bit later on and hopefully we'll snag one of them as well. So yeah, stay tuned. There we go, first one on the bank. Not massive, but I didn't expect him to be, but nice little roach. And that's what we're going to need to do, just keep firing the maggots in over the top and see if we can attract some of the slightly better roach in. But again, it's like anything, it's getting that feeding right, it's getting the habit right of just getting into that routine of casting and feeding and just repeating it. Once you've found the rhythm of what the fish want, then you can keep doing it. Slightly better stamp. Oh, beautiful, beautiful rod. Again, another little rod. A beautiful rod. So there's some big ones amongst these. This is the ideal place just to come up with a rod and a bit of bait and just stalk, I think. Especially later on after they've all spawned. That's another beautiful rod by the look of it. Why? Yeah, they're all getting ready to spawn by the look of that. They're all got those little nodules all over their heads and flanks. Right then folks, time for a poll. I think we can either, before the river season reopens, which is going to be in what, 3 weeks time, something like that. What I want to do is have a poll. Okay, the link's just up here. And what I would like to know is, do you want me to carry on doing more natural venues like this, the ponds and stuff, or would you like me to go back up somewhere like Redwood Park and do another feature on fishing commercials and stuff. Okay, we can go for targeting carp and F1s or silvers on commercials, or we can do the natural lakes, natural ponds like this one, and just fish for whatever's here. What do you guys fancy watching? Let me know. Click the poll, get involved, because when the rivers open, that's what I'm going to be doing as much as possible, is just getting on the rivers, getting some big chub, barbel, hopefully some decent size fish as well. That's what I've got my target set for this year. So get involved. What do you want me to do between now and then? Let me know. Oh no, someone's dog just jumped in. Oh, and I missed a bite. I don't believe it. Story of my life. Miss a bite and the dog jumps in. Awesome. I don't know. It's going to feed again. Just over the top of that, because there is definitely something milling about down there. See if we can't tempt it out. Oh, yup. Got all excited then, thinking it was something massive. But yeah, not bad, beautiful. Another good sized little rudd, absolutely fin perfect as well. Look at the colours on that, stunning. Well, that's not the fish I thought was going to be under there, but I'll take it anyway. Oh, yeah. Another little diddy one. Whoops, come here, fishy. Beautiful, absolutely fin perfect, these rudd. Absolutely stunning fish. That's better. See, the bite's better now. Whee, even if they are coming off at the net. And that's a good tip actually I'm going to mention now. Even though I'm not using a keep net, the amount of people I see fishing and the keep net's over there somewhere, it's like, what's the actual point in that? You saw then, okay, I swung the fish in, it came off. If you're in a match situation or anything like that, you want as many of those in the net as you can possibly get. Now I always keep my net below my feet depending on how many I'm using, probably two normally. I'll have one to the left, one slightly to the right, and that means then if I'm swinging any fish in, they're not going to just drop in the lake, they're going to drop hopefully into one of the nets. So why would you go fishing and fish here and have your keep net over there somewhere stuck up like that? It don't make sense to me, it really don't. I don't get it. If you're going to use a keep net, it's obviously because you want to look at your catch at the end of your session, so why risk losing them when you're swinging them in and they drop off? Crazy. But anyway, enough of that. Let's try and catch some fish to put in our non-existent imaginary keep net. Not a fan of keep nets anyway, to be honest, unless I'm doing a feature or a match. So horses for courses, innit? Horses for courses. Well, if you're watching this and enjoying it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe as well and hit that little notification bell so you'll know the next time I upload. And if you saw the little bit earlier, I'm running a poll on here because the river season is starting soon, and I'm going to have 2 or 3 sessions before that, but what do you want to see me do? Do you want to see me on a commercial, going for carp and F1s, or some natural places like this, some natural lakes and ponds? Let me know, get involved, come on. You also find in the description a link to our Facebook page as well. I would love to get you all on there. See what we're up to, see what we can do, get involved with the challenges. Let's grow the community. And if there's enough involvement as well, it would be a good idea potentially in the future just to organise a fishing adventures get together day or something, or some coaching sessions. Do you know what I mean? Or even a match. Do you know what I mean? We could rook up somewhere and have a little knock up, get involved, have some laugh. You know, that's what fishing's all about, bringing people together and catching fish, hopefully. You'll notice as well when I'm casting beyond where my feed is going, and that's simply because what I can do is I can bring my float back into that area of feed, and then my hook bait looks like one of the bait that's just been fed, plus it gives me the option to sink that main line between the rod tip and the float, and that just stops it dragging with the tow on the lake, because that wind has picked up quite a bit now and it's just starting to tow, and if you bury the line under the surface it just stops that from happening. Because if you get a bite you want to be in direct contact with it, you don't want to be whipping your rod up and having a massive bow in your line so you miss that bite. And let's be honest, I miss enough already without that to contend with. You see what I mean? Unbelievable. Shocker, man. Shocking. Right then. Keep that bait going in. Keep feeding them. There we go, I've got a nice double maggot hook bait on there now. Flick that out. No, I'm not going to have a chance to bury the line because of all the lily pads. But what I'm going to do is nudge that right in there to where that feed was, and that is where the bubbles were coming up as well. So that hook bait now is just dragging bottom. Yep. Oh, not what I was expecting, but I'll take that any day of the week. That is a good fish. That is a good size for good sized rod roses. So that was a better stamp of fish, but that wasn't what was down there. So whether that's cruising a bit deeper and just intercepted that bait or what, I don't know. But it had to have done. There's going to be no way. I've just got one number 8 shot, little telltale shot right near the hook. There's no way that's going to have settled that quickly, not for the depth we're in. So he's obviously come along and thought he'll have a crack as it's on its way down. So I'll say is try again. Just got some small movements again on these lily pads, just something knocking into them as it's swimming through. So hopefully we've got the bait in the right place. Right then folks, so just rechecked the depth again just down here in front of me, because there's been just a few bubbles. I don't know if you can see, just in that little patch here, literally under my feet, and I have put a bit of feed in there, so we'll see. Just going to drop it in, literally there. So it's right under my feet. If I get a bite now, it's going to be, if it's something big, it's going to be hit and hold, I think. A few bubbles fizzing up now. Fingers crossed. Ah dear. Couldn't even make that up. Could we? Dumbass. Ah dear. That's funny. What in the fucking sweet Jesus' butthole is that? Otter. So yeah, just to fill you in, before all that happened, there was a bit of a commotion to my right hand side, just down in this margin, and then a row of bubbles started appearing, and then about 2/3, 3/4 of the way across, a massive otter popped up. So yeah, don't really know what to say, but now I'm getting a bite on this rod here, look. Oh, bloody Nora. I was hoping that would be that blooming tench. Ah dear, never mind. So yeah, that's kind of knocked it up for me, really. He swum under those trees on far bank. So I'm assuming there must be a couple. So maybe it wasn't a carp splashing over there. Might have been another otter, because there has been loads of silvers flashing and jumping out over there. That doesn't bode too well, I don't think, does it? But yeah, so anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it into this edge again near these lilies, because there's been plenty of bubbles popping up. So there's obviously fish down there. I was a bit surprised that rudd was there actually, because I'm fishing 2 or 3 inches over depth, but rudd normally fish up in the water. But anyway, not to worry. I'll give it a go, give it a see. Ah man, you couldn't make it up, could you? Really? You couldn't make it up. Ah dear. Crazy. Crazy how close you can get them in. Literally just dropping it off the rod tip. Jesus. It's like fishing with a whip, this. Ah dear. So that's 3 on that maggot so far. It's looking a bit ropey, but I'm going to go again, see if I can get 4 on it. Always good for a laugh. Yeah, here we go. Oh, missed him. Still the same up bait. So 4 fish, 1 maggot. Job's a good one. Ah dear. Mega.